But I got breath in my body. So I come to lift him up. So if you feel better than I feel, you should be praising him more than him. You can breathe with two nostrils. You ought to be praising him. I'm struggling, but God is good. Book of John chapter 4. Thank God for the podium. I can lean on something. I know you did, but John chapter 4. Better say amen. Beginning verse 27. And at this point, his disciples came, and they marveled that he talked with a woman. Yet no one said, "What do you seek?" or "Why are you talking with her?" The woman left her water pot, went her way into the city, and said to the men, "Come see a man who knew all about the things I did, who knows me inside and out. Do you think this could be the Messiah?" And they went out to see for themselves. Amen. 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 Push your neighbor and tell them, run and tell somebody. Run and tell somebody.
Run and tell somebody.
Run and tell that. Run and tell that. You tell them everything else. Run and tell that. There was we've been looking at this text for the last couple of weeks, a twofold purpose that Jesus had in declaring a meeting with this woman. Likewise, we will see that there are two reasons that the Lord birthed this church, Praise House Worship Center. The text starts off by saying that Jesus was on his way to Galilee, but on his way he declared that he had to make a stop. He said, "I have to go through Samaria." We learned that Samaria, or the Samaritans, were, for lack of a better word, were the Jews and the Samaritans, they weren't cool. They didn't get along. For the Jews, Samaritans were half-breeds. And so they didn't see them as full Jews. So Samaritans and Jews had no dealings with one another. They didn't talk to one another, especially in public. And it was even more so for a man to talk to a woman in public, let alone a Jew talk to a Samaritan. So you got to see the double thing here. Number one, you got Jesus talking to a Samaritan in public. And then you have a man talking to a woman in public. So you got two things working against each other. But Jesus don't care. You got to see. Jesus loves you enough that he'll go through whatever he has to go through to get to you.
Yeah.
And this text says, for whatever reason, he has to go through Samaria. He already knew that there was some sassy sister in Samaria that he had to go talk to. He already knew. He says, because remember we said in one text that Jesus says, "I only do what I see the Father do." So you got to see this. Jesus is gotta see this. Jesus is doing what he see the Father doing. Not so much that he wants to do it. We missed it. Oh, y'all missed it. He says, I only do what I see the Father do. He said like this. How many of you have ever done stuff you didn't want to do, but you knew you had to do it?
Yeah.
Don't raise your hands. How many in your humanness did something for somebody you really didn't want to? Just out of, I don't know. You know, I'm gonna go on and do this. Y'all didn't think that. I'm gonna go on and do this. I'm gonna give you this dollar. I don't want now. Y'all just done stuff for folk you really wasn't feeling it, but you just kind of had a heart. You just, I'm just gonna go on and do this anyway. So you have to understand that Jesus being fully God, but also being fully human. He is a Jew. Don't miss that. And Jews don't talk to Samaritans. Don't miss that. This is his culture. This is what he grew up in. We don't do that. But I see the Father.
Amen. Amen.
There are some things that God calls us to do that we don't want to do, but we must do it out of obedience to what he's doing.
Amen.
The only hands God has on this earth are yours. The only mouth that God has on this earth is yours. And so he says, I only do what I see the Father. So I see the Father going to Samaria, so I'm going. He goes to Samaria, and we've been through it. He finds this woman who comes to a well at a time when most people are not going, because she's been ridiculed all her life. So she goes at a time when she thinks, ain't nobody gonna bother me.
Right, okay.
You ever tried to get around meeting with God? Y'all ain't. She goes to this well, and Jesus is sitting there waiting on her. And he says, give me a drink of water. She says, why are you talking to me? You know we don't talk to each other. First of all, you're a man, and second of all, you're a Jew. Why are you even talking to me? She said, matter of fact, he said, give me some water. She said, matter of fact, you trying to run game. Y'all got to think. You asking me for water, you don't even have a cup. Jesus said, you got me. He said, but if you only knew who was asking you for water, you'd be asking me for water. Because I have water to where you will never thirst again. First reason he goes to Samaria is because there's one person he wants to reach. He goes to a town to reach one woman. Likewise, Jesus birthed this house to reach you. He cares so much about you that he will birth a place just for you to come. Out of all the churches, he birthed this house for you.
Amen. Amen.
God. Now you think, I'm not that special. Why would God go through all of that just for me. He says, if you only knew who I was, you would ask me for water. She said, you ain't got no cup. He says, you're right. You're right. He said, but I have water that will spring up a well unto everlasting life to where you will never thirst again. And then she said, oh yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Many of us have been, are, will be looking for something that will fill us up. We look for Target. My sister don't look at me, she don't know what I mean. Kim said, it's not pastor, Kim said, Kim Howe said, when she walks into Target, it gives her life. I don't know what it is about Target that you can walk in Target to get some juice and you walk out with 5 bags of stuff you never intended. I don't understand. Kim is a real Target prostitute because they go down every aisle. You don't even walk nothing in that aisle, but they go down every aisle. And it gives them, they go in there depressed and come out just the happiest people. She said it's magical. There's something about Target. And you don't even care that you spent money you didn't plan on spending. You're happy coming out of Target with them bags. And we discovered it is no accident that you feel that way about Target. It is no accident that you walk in Target and get life. It didn't happen by accident, it happened by design. Target retooled themselves. Somebody had a meeting. Boys, they sat down at the table and had a meeting. And they decided that when this meeting is over, Target is going to be the life giver of America. That was their target. We're going to make sure that when you walk into Target, everything you need is there. We're going to design the store so that all the food is in one, so just get all your food. But here's the thing. After you get your food, you got to walk past all the other stuff before you get to the, see, they got you. Because you're going to glance, oh, I need some bleach. Then you're going to look over, oh, so-and-so needs some school pencils. Then you're going to look over, oh, you know, I had that headache, I might want to get this little medicine over there. Oh, they're going to, everything you going to pass. And then when you get to the counter, they got all this candy, oh, you're going to get everything you need. By design. Church should be on design. That everything you need should be there to give you life. And it don't happen by accident. You have to declare that Praise House will be the life giver of this community. Look at somebody say, and it starts.
And it starts with you.
The goal of Jesus was not just to reach that woman, it was to reach the city. But in order to reach the city, he needed one woman. He needed one good disciple. And it's interesting who he chose. He didn't choose the first lady of Samaritan Baptist Church.
Come on. All right.
He didn't look for the governor of Samaria. He didn't go to the Beverly Hills of Samaria and find somebody. No, he went to the lowest part.
Come on.
Found him a woman. A woman who likes to play games. She's used to running games. See? She's used to being deceitful. She's used to it. So game recognized game. So she thought. She said, "You trying to run game on me? So give me this one." He said, "Now, if you only knew." So she said, "Yeah, that's what I want. Yeah. You got water." She's thinking just on the surface. She's thinking, watch this. Give me this water so I never have to come back to this place again. Because the women talk about it. And men always try to run game on me. So just give me this water so I don't have to ever deal with what I'm dealing with again. And Jesus trying to say, I'm trying to give you life. I'm not just trying to deal with your little situation. I'm trying to get you something that will give you.
Yeah, come on, Pastor.
But all she's thinking about is her. So Jesus said, okay, that's how you want to play this? I got the water. Watch this. Watch this. Let's borrow. I give you something, you give me something. Okay. So I got the water. But before I give you the water, go give me your husband. Go get me the stuff that's been hindering you from being who you were called to be. Or go get me the person that's hindering you from being what God wants you. What is it? What? Ask your neighbor, what is your husband? Y'all listen. Because husband represents, it is a symbol of whatever it is in your life that's keeping you out of purpose. See, let's bring it on home. See, it wasn't just about her husband, it's about bring me the thing that's keeping you from being in purpose. Bring me the thing that you've been hiding, that you keep dealing with, going around in circle and won't deal with. Bring that. Bring that. Now look at your neighbor. And ask them, what is your husband?
You got the voice.
And she said, I'll have one. It's like we try to hide the fact that we know we got stuff, that's hindering us.
All right, all right.
And he already know.
Right.
But he says, go get it. She said, I don't have my husband. I said, you got that right. I said, matter of fact, you done have 5. You've had 5 bad relationships. And the one you went down. So you seeking love, but happy Valentine's Day. But all in the wrong. Looking for love. All in the wrong. And Jesus said, I came to put a stop to that. He brought this house together that he might deal with our stuff. And it'll never get dealt with if you're like this woman who says, I'll have one. The best thing she could have said was, I don't have one. Well, I got one. Well, I have 5. Just be real with it, Jesus. I have 5. And I'm with one now, technically ain't my husband, but I'm with her. Me and Mrs. Jones. We got a thing. And then she tries to change the subject. She starts talking about religious stuff. That becomes one of the challenges of the church today. It's too many religious folk. And the church needs some real folk. He developed Praise House that we might be a real church. With real people. Dealing with real issues. Dealing with real answers. To the chase. Why did he pick this woman? He picked this woman because she had issues. But he knew that once he resolved the issue, she would run and tell somebody else.
Yes. All right. Yes.
Come see. She goes back to the city. She goes to the men. The text says she went to the men.
Yes.
She didn't even deal with the women. I'm going to go, right, because if anybody will see the change in me, they will. I've been dealing with them all this time. The text says she drops her water pot. She runs back to the city and she says, come see. Y'all, you ain't gonna never believe what happened. I went down to that praise house as wretched as I was. And they just loved on me. I've never been loved like this my whole life. They knew what I was. But they just hugged on me. They could see that I didn't have it all together, but they welcomed me in. Come see a church. See, Jesus' whole second purpose, his first purpose was that he had to meet this woman and get her together. But his whole purpose was to save a city. And he used one wretched woman to do it.
right.
Because Jesus always uses broken pieces.
Amen.
He used a broken woman to gain a whole city. You say you have nothing to offer. How many of you have ever been broken? How many have ever been blessed by Praise House? Not me.
Yeah.
But you've been blessed by Praise House. Look at somebody and say, run and tell me.
All right, all right.
It wasn't enough that Jesus got her together. He got her together that she might help somebody else get it together.
All right.
And they, watch this, and him being a Jew, they're not going to believe him. They don't even deal with Jews. They needed to hear from one of their own. And they needed to see for themselves. That's the challenge that I have with the church, is sometimes the church is so perfect that nobody can get in and get saved. Because the drug addict says, where's somebody like me? But those that have been free from drugs sit there quiet. Because now we saved. But we're all an X something. You missed it. We're all an X something. God saved us all from something. And the only mouth he has is yours. The only feet he has are yours. And the text says, they all came to see for themselves. And he stayed with them a few more days. Imagine what Praise House could be if we all shared our story with somebody.
Amen.
It ain't even about, I'm not perfect. That's the whole point. They all knew she wasn't perfect, but they saw a change. Your best testimony is your life. Stand on your feet. God birthed this house. One, that he might reach you. Technically, that he would reach me first. I could have used every excuse in the book to not do this, because I'm far from perfect. But I said yes, because he changed my life. And it's not enough that he changed my life. I want my life to be an example that somebody else's life be changed. That I will be transparent enough to say I'm not perfect, but look what God has done. And I still make mistakes, but look what God is doing. The text says she dropped her pitcher. It's, do you suppose that at that moment, she was 100% changed? You got to see the whole picture. She still got a man at home that ain't her husband that she got to deal with eventually. She got some loose ends that still need to be tied up. But she dropped her picture. Watch it. God had touched her life just enough that she knew I still got stuff to deal with, but I got to share this what he's done now. I don't know why many people feel like I gotta wait until all this stuff is fixed before I can serve God. Because we'll be lying in our coffin. Because that would never happen. Because we'll never be 100%. But God had done just enough for her. Whet her appetite just enough that she said, I got to go and tell you, I got to share this. Now I know I got some stuff I still got to go back and deal with, but this man told me everything I had ever done. Y'all ain't never met nobody like this. Because the people that know what I've done, they stay away from me. The people that know all of my junk, they don't want to deal. But this man, God designed this church that we would be a church that just love on people. That no matter who they are, what they've done, don't take that for granted. Because you can walk in some churches, they're going to look at you like, you don't belong here. I've been there. God set this place up. Not because we're perfect, not that we're the only church, but that's why he set the place up. To love all people. To love people who's been broken. And God has been honoring that. I'll never forget the day God walked in this church. Broken. We didn't know who he was.
Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus.
We loved him. We loved him to the point that his wife was like, where is this you going every Sunday? Coming back, so I'm tired. Who you say? I'm going to church. I know church make you that happy. Then she came. Then the kids came. I want you to keep that family in prayer. They're just dealing with stuff. You haven't seen them in a few weeks and they're just dealing with some life issues. He asked me if I would ask Grace House to lift them up. I don't want you to think that they just having their coffee. Keep them uplifted. They lost their car. Things that just happened. God bless them with a house. They used to live around the corner and just come across the street, but now God bless them with a new house. And then some things happened. They lost the car. So we just keep them uplifted. But my point is that God has been honoring why he set this house up. And he wants to continue to honor that. And he needs us to do it. It happens two ways. It happens directly and indirectly. With Don, it happened indirectly because he was just stressed out and anxiety, just was taking a walk. And he said, I heard the music.
Yeah, amen. Amen.
And it drew me in. if we're not here, he would have never, if the praise team wasn't available. That's why, look at somebody and tell her, you have to be here. Because you can bless somebody indirectly. Praise team wasn't trying to sing so down here. They were just honoring God. And God used that to bring somebody else. That's why I said we should not be the best kept secret on this one. And then it happens directly. When you, like that woman, drop your picture. Drop some of the stuff that you're going through. And say, hey, come see it. Come see a church. We ain't a perfect church. But come see a church. It might push you. What have you got to lose? That pastor, he don't preach as long as he used to. We don't have all the best stuff, but we got people who are available. We got people who love God. We got people who will love on your children. We got a pastor who will be real with you. I want us to make that commitment that we will allow God to use us, either indirectly or directly, to bless this house as we have been blessed. If you would make that commitment, just the commitment is simply, God, you can use me. I don't even know how that's going to be. I don't have to make no specific plans. However you want to use me. If you want to use me indirectly, which means I'll just be here and be available. Or Lord, if you, like a Samaritan woman, if you just put somebody in my path, you can use me. Father, in Jesus' name. You see the hands that are raised. First of all, thank you for birthing Praise House. Thank you for allowing Praise House to be a blessing in our lives. Thank you for what you've done in every individual under the sound of my voice. And none of us are perfect. We're all still being worked on. But Father, you can use us to bless somebody else. You can use my testimony to reach somebody else. All we're saying, Lord, is we're available. And you can use us. Bless Praise House. Everyone under the sound of my voice. Work miracles in their lives and meet every need that's in their lives. Answer their prayers, oh God. Men in broken hearts. Provide where there needs to be provision. Father, many of us have friends and family members who need to know you. Use us, oh God. Draw them closer to you. And then bless Praise House, oh God. Keep your hand on us, oh God. Cover us with your blood and your anointing, oh God. Strengthen us, oh God, that we might be a strong church doing your will. We love you, we honor you, we bless you. In Jesus' name. Come on, bless God. So three people tell them, I hope you're with this.
Don't pull the tripod. I'm gonna be a witness. Don't touch the tripod.
I'm gonna keep the camera.
No, you look, it makes it shake when you have it. Come here. You gonna press this red button?